Man, it's good to be here finally. I've been waiting for this time to sit at the table with you all. We've got a big crowd here. Opening week. Looking forward to this challenge. And I think every game's a challenge. You only get 12 guaranteed. So I'm excited to watch our kids play. I really am. I think we got some very talented football players, and different positions. You just kind of want to see what happens on game day. I got a great text message from Dave Wanstead this morning. And one thing he said was, some guys, I won't give you the whole text, but I know you guys would like it. Jerry probably wants it, but I'm not going to give it to you. But he said some guys, and this is why we want to practice in Heinz Field, just what he said. He just pretty much said some guys will freeze in the first or second game. So those are things that you obviously get concerned of. Who's going to freeze? Who's not? We can't have anybody flinch at all. So questions.
There's been a lot of talk about your secondary this summer about being improved. Where does it stand right now going into the opener?
It stands. Sometimes they're standing, sometimes they're sitting down, sometimes they're in the shower, whatever. But we're good. I guess I'm looking for the guy that's just going to be a beast. I'm looking for that guy. And like I've told you guys, Felipe has been the most consistent guy back there. Mathis has had a good camp. There's a good chance those two guys are the starters. As you look out there. But just a little bit banged up there too. So you kind of you sit in a staff meeting and go through the depth chart on the board every day. Just a little nag, nothing like fatal, nothing that's going to keep us out. We're as healthy as we've had camp wise. But if I had to say there's one position a little bit more banged up than you'd like it to be, it'd be that position.
So many inconsistencies. Is it physical mistakes or mental mistakes you're making?
Neither. Just inconsistencies of being out there enough to be really good. I think sometimes you guys see people that are that you don't say much about, and I appreciate that. That maybe might be the best guy that aren't out there. So again, I don't know if it's just because they're all playing. I just want to, it's like I can't sit there and say that guy is for sure the best guy. I don't know if that's a problem. We'll find out. Is it? And again, it's just being consistent every day, doing the right thing.
Have you usually had that one guy?
Usually there's those two guys I think that stand out. But now there's like 4 or 5 guys, and you're like, I don't care which one's in. Just throw them out there. Who cares? Shake them up in your hat and throw them out and see who comes. Which is a good thing because I think we've got depth back there. But I just wish there was just a total dominant guy. If I had to say that right now, it'd be Felipe. I'm happy where they are.
Talking to Randy the other day, he seemed pleasantly surprised by Mathis and his athleticism and speed. He said he didn't realize that he's one of the better athletes in that DB room until he looked at his 40 time, saw his vertical jump. Does he have that mix of size, but also that sort of elite speed to keep up with guys on the outside? I know you said Albany's got one of those track sprinter type guys at wide out, right?
Yep, Nebraska transfer. But yeah, he does have that speed. They all do. They all do. You got to play good fundamentals every snap. Sometimes guys lose fundamentals. They get caught up in something else, and it's hard to be detailed every single snap. But when you're out there on that island, you better be detailed every snap, or it'll show. But Damari's got great ability. He played for us last year as a true freshman. Not many true freshmen coming in and play. I think Quez is a guy that's played pretty consistent. He's a football player. You guys will see that Saturday, but I expect him to play as well.
Speaking of true freshmen, with that new rule, do you see more of them getting a chance to play this Saturday?
You're talking about the new rule? We talked about that. Matter of fact, that was maybe why our meeting went over a little bit. It's like, there's a strategy to it. We've never had to worry about it before. I pretty much said, let's not throw a guy in the game that we haven't talked about unless we talk about it extensively. Just double check with me on the headphones that we want to do that because, playing in 4 plays on Saturday as opposed to maybe getting 30 down the road, what's better? I'd rather play in 30 than 4. So it's kind of just maybe that's all he's going to play down the road is 4. But it's really only a need that we want to do that right now. But it's really you have to play it by the moment and find out what you want to do.
Talking about your guys that you're having a hard time with separation, at not just defensive back but all positions. Is it hard at this time of year to say, well, maybe we have 2 or 3 really good corners or 2 or 3 really good receivers, and maybe we have none if there's no separation between those guys?
You could say that, and again, I think we got some. I'm talking about more the secondary than I am the receivers. I know you can say about any position, but I feel depth-wise pretty good at every position except that secondary. Just to answer your question, but that might be where you are. You might go, God, I think they're all good, but I just want to see the one where I feel like that, you know, like I'm like that's our guy. You know, I want two guys, one on that edge and one on that edge that, you know, that you were the guys. You know, and again, they're all young too. I mean, you know, Dane's probably the older one out there, but you know, Jason Pinnock's young. Mathis is, you know, second-year guy. You know, Felipe's the older guy that just hadn't been as healthy as you wanted to be.
You mentioned being banged up a little in the secondary, but whether it's those guys or it's receivers or O-linemen, is this one of those season openers where you say, like, if a guy's not feeling great, we might hold him out because it's you don't want to worsen something in week one?
Well, I think that's always, you know, that's a great question. I think that's always my philosophy. Always, I mean, if he's a little banged up and you get him banged up even more, now instead of just one game, now you lose 3 games. And you know, and the health of these student athletes is paramount. I mean, it really is. I mean, you know, they've only got, you know, so many hits in them. They got so many sprints in them, and you know, if there's anybody that's got something nagging that maybe you saw in a yellow jersey or you saw running in a different line. Or you saw walking out the front door, we're going to be careful with them because it's their bodies and it's important. And you know, we got a game to play, we got a game to win, but we also have it's a marathon. It's not a 100-yard sprint and it's over.
So fans shouldn't panic if they expect to see a guy out there for snap one and he's not out there for
Panic
snap
at all.
one.
Don't panic at all. And Paris Ford had a great day today, so that's another corner that we weren't. You know, he's kind of been a little bit banged up, so. It's another guy I expect to see 12 ready to go tomorrow too, or Saturday.
You were someone, Pat, you know, that at this point was in a pretty similar position to what these Albany guys are in now, playing, you know, the 1AA or FCS level, preparing to play, you know, a 1A or FBS team. You know, guys had talked yesterday about sort of the scare from Youngstown last year and how you can't overlook a game like this. Do you blend your experience as a player getting up for this, you know, for this kind of a game? Do you stress that to them as you guys get ready for this?
When I was a player?
Yeah.
Heck no, man. We don't talk about that. They don't care what happened back in 1985. But you know,
that
but
mindset though, you know,
yeah.
like getting up for a game like this where.
Heck yeah. I mean, we talk about that all the time for sure. You know, I don't go back all the way back to 1985. No, that's another good question. But we talk about it all the time. I mean, you got to play. You only get 12 opportunities. I mean, I don't care who we're playing. We actually, you know, showed a videotape of Mike Tyson the other day. I think it was Tuesday morning, just talking about that guy had some KOs in the first round. It didn't matter who the guy was fighting; he went all out. You know, and he won a lot of boxing matches. And that guy, you know, he didn't play down to his competition in the ring. He played. It didn't matter if the fight's going to be over in 37 seconds. It's over. Thank you very much. I'm out of the ring. And that's what we need. We need to go play up. We can't play down our competition. We talk about that all the time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you know, we need to. They will be ready. I can tell you that. Albany's they're gonna pull out all stops to win this football game.
Is wide receiver
And that fires me up.
is wide receiver position like defensive back? Were you waiting for some guys to step up?
You know what? It's not like defensive back at all, Jerry. Right now, I'm like fired up about those guys out there. I mean, we got some players. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be, I just hope it's what I see out there. I hope I see Saturday. I think we got some guys with some elite speed. You know, we got some guys that are making tough catches. I like our receiving core as much as I've liked any receiving core. And I like Tyler Boyd and I like Justin Wheel, but I like this whole core. I like this group of guys we have. I mean, you're going to watch Dontavius Butler for the first time. You're going to watch Taysir Mack for the first time. You're going to watch Shockey for the first time. Maurice French has been explosive. So I'm excited about that guy. And there's some guys that have different things they do, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. It's not like, and again, receivers are a totally different position than cornerback too, as you talk about it. Receivers, you're going to play more guys. You're going to rotate to different tight ends. You know, tailback, you're rotating. You know, corner, you kind of like to have your guys out there and let's go. But it's where we are.
You made a lot of changes to your defensive coaching staff. Schematically, seems like things are going to be pretty much similar, if not the same. But the guys are saying they feel like there's a different attitude and energy. Are you seeing that, and are you expecting that to show up on the field on Saturday?
It better show up on the field, or we're in trouble. I tell you right now, it better. You know, the attitude, the energy. You know, that all goes with your coordinator. I mean, I can't be in there every day, and they feed from Coach Bates right now, and I think, and then the other assistants see that happen, and then they feed off Coach Bates as well, and it kind of permeates throughout the room. And I think that's probably what you're seeing or hearing.
One Albany thing I forgot to ask before, how do you prepare for a 6'7" basketball guy who's transitioning to tight end? I can't imagine you found
Why
any
is he
film
not on
on
the
him.
2 deep?
I don't know. I didn't see their 2 deep, but
Well, why not? You look at our 2 deep?
yeah, I didn't look it on there.
Say the
Theirs.
same thing about Tacey and Mac, though.
He's on our lap. I go, I get a pencil. They got that press conference.
EJ doesn't send
He
us
caught
those.
it. Yeah, he didn't send those to you?
He doesn't send us Albany's though.
Come on, EJ.
I can't do that.
Slacking. But you guys got to get it. But he's not on the 2 deep, which is interesting. So I don't know if he's hurt or what. But we're expecting. I think he's number 32. So we're expecting that guy to be out there. How do you prepare? You know, I told our guys if he's anything like that Green kid, you know, who's the basketball player, Michigan State.
Draymond.
Draymond. If he's anything like Draymond's, his football opportunities at Michigan State were. If you go back and
I think I read about that before. Yeah.
it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. He couldn't get off a press. He's a pretty elite athlete, but you know we'll be. I mean, he's 6'7". We're gonna bang him around. I guess he'll be under the hoops all day. We'll bang it around.
You don't have a 6'7" guy on the scout team, do you? How do you?
You know, Kmart played his position this week, and you know, Kmart Mims is a good football player, guys. We don't talk much about him, but that guy's a serious-minded guy. He's gonna be a great football player here. We're happy with him as well. But he played 32 this week because he's a big basketball player, and he plays large.
Anything final? We'll wrap up for the
I know you've been focused on preparing for this game, but did you notice that Penn State's going to play Temple in 26 and 27?
I did not know that. 26, 27. What's it right now? It's a long time from now.
It's a home and home.
Really?
Any reaction to that?
Figures. Yes, I don't know. That's all I got for you. I did not know that. I don't believe everything you read on Twitter, Jerry.
That's true. It's a fact.
It's true. It might be fake news, Craig.
Well, these schools confirmed.
Oh, they both did?
Pat, was there any word on Jeff George's eligibility since Monday when we talked to you?
No, nothing yet. We'll let you know as soon as that happens. And then the last thing, our captain's named a game captain. Sean Idowu will be our 4th captain out there for this Albany game. So I'm excited for Sean to go out there and help lead this football team to a victory on Saturday.
Coach, thank you. Guys, thank you.